well documented book that documented since 17 or 1800 to 2008. So I'm just letting listeners know. I mean, everybody doesn't get a chance to read that on the internet, but if you want to have the book is probably a good thing to let you turn read and you got information. I just want to bring that.
Yeah, well, I forgot about, well, there's that Brother Henry Baker. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, we do have a caller that's been holding 205. So whenever you're done, 860 will.
Thank you so much for calling, King Evan. We appreciate you all the time.
All right, thank you.
Harambe, sweetie. Hi, 205.
Okay, here is 205.
Peace, how are you, the Evening Sisters? How y'all doing?
We're all well.
Good, thank you.
Great. Sister Yaffa, I have been listening to you for a long time, and I don't know if you still remember me, but this is Seth.
Your name's not familiar. Yeah, I do remember you. Hey, C-Star, what's up? I haven't talked to you in quite some time, but I know who you are.
Yeah, me and my grandchildren with that schooling thing, we're doing fine. We're doing great now. I wanted to chime in on our inventions and who we are as a people. Yeah. I kind of got dogged out at one point when I said, that we are a people of many, 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 many great things, and that, of course, we know our history, and we know our past, and we need to keep that within ourselves. But, like you were saying, we need to move forward and do what we got to do as a people to further ourselves in this world because, it's just like you said, they feel like that we're nothing, that we never had anything to contribute to, and we just need to press on and do what we have to do. I feel you I'm with you all the way on that. We need to start inventing and start getting our own patents, start getting our own stores, start getting our own everything. We need to start doing that and not
and
so
we
much
already
dwell on
doing
the
it.
past. Pardon?
We already doing it. We already doing it. Yeah, we already doing it. We just got to keep going.
Gotta keep it moving. It's so many of us. It's just like sitting around, and it's so much talent out there, and it's like that they feel like that, they're letting these other people keep them down, and they shouldn't. We shouldn't do that because we have too much potential to have others to make us feel down, like we're nothing.
Well, you have to remember, sis, a lot of our people do not know this information. Most of our people, the only thing they know about who they are is that they were brought here from Africa as slaves, which is the biggest lie ever told. And that have been nothing but slaves, and that's all they've ever been as slaves. And from slavery, we went into being a bunch of poor people, getting a handout in prisons on drugs and the whole 9 yards. And so they don't have a lot to feel proud about. And even though that, people forget, like the sister was saying earlier, if you don't have, you don't have the money for this or that. Like she said, I was out there, I got this at the dime store, and I did this and hooked this up, and I was selling this or selling that. A lot of these inventors, some of them didn't finish school, some of them didn't go to school, some of them couldn't afford school, dropped out of school, some of them didn't have the degrees for this and the degrees for that, some of them could barely even read, and still we're inventing great things that people across the planet are using to this day. Some of these patents are not only in the United States, some of them are Canada patents, United States patents, and England and Britain patents. So the list goes on and on about what all we've done. But too many people don't know. A lot of people that look like them don't know, and who cares? But when they make these fakey comments, I know how it's impacting on people that look like us that don't know. That's why I wanted to do this show. And I called the sister on her vacation. I said, I know I said I didn't want to do a show, but I've had about all I can take. I'm looking at these so-called white folks with their stanky-ass comments about niggas ain't this and black people ain't that and, the monkeys ain't this and I'm done. And the white man invented this and I'm sitting there going, no, y'all didn't invent this or that or this. And they're sitting up there making all these miscomments that are erroneous.
Well,
I'm going to stop this once and for all. Once and for all. We just talk about the things that are important that are used all the time that we invented. So go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I'm glad you're holding the show, to let us know that we are capable of being great, and the ones that haven't went to school, don't have an education, can barely read, they don't know, they never had the encouragement from some of us that they have the potential to do this. It's just like, they don't know anything else, and, but food stamps, and you're going to cut my food stamps, and they're going to cut out WIC, and I don't know what I'm going to do if the government do this and do that. There are plenty of things that you can do,
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
This is true, but I don't want my people thinking that, they weren't entitled to this and that like a lot of so-called white folks would. It's like somebody had made a comment under one of my YouTube when I was saying, these people should be giving you this and this and this and that. And some so-called white person made a comment like, oh, well, if they could give, these so-called blacks all of this, they need to give me and my family this and this and this to make up for the black man that murdered and raped my woman and my children. I'm like, hold up. First of all, I seriously doubt that a so-called black person murdered and raped your woman and your children. Okay? For the most part, that is not the nature of so-called melanin-rich people to rape a woman and a child. The average person that's into that stuff, you're either into women or you're into children, not usually both. And even if you're into raping them, to rape the woman and the child and murder the woman and the child, give me a break. Sounds like something you did to your own family and blamed it on a nigga somewhere.
What I was
have
saying,
to remember, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason why I mentioned that is because I was saying, do not let those things hold you back from being greater than who you are.
That's why I'm doing the show, so those things don't hold my people back. So they don't make them feel, because it didn't make me feel better, it pissed me off because I know better. But I know there are people that look like me that do not know better, and it will make them feel bad. That's why I'm doing the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a show about black people invented, so-called black people invented everything. It's about everything important that we invented.
Right,
and we listed off a lot of things that are important that were invented, that are used all the time, every day. Like the capacity to walk in your house and lock the damn door. You can take niggas for that.
Or
you know what I'm saying?
On the telephone. Yeah, I got you. And that's very important with this mass communications, which we are, ingenious of. Not only do we have to have the physical, but we communicate, of course, through the mental. And I know that, they couldn't have even thought of anything like that to do what we've done and what we still can do.
Well, since real talk, my people, we didn't even get all in the way back. We trying to do nowadays stuff. But melanin rich people came up with the first written letters, came up with the number 0, came up with astrology, astronomy, algebra, chemistry, geometry, agriculture, all of this stuff started with my people. And you got niggas running around saying, I don't read that well. You figure you don't read that well when melanin rich people came up with letters in the written word. I'm not good at math. How do you figure you're not good at math when melanin rich people came up with the number system? Are you serious? And algebra, I kicked my butt. Niggas came up with algebra. Algebra. Okay? Plus geo. Geo means earth. Okay? The measuring, algebra is the measuring of the earth. I came up with that way back in the day. Okay? And a lot of these people that are on this other agenda, people still don't see what they need to see. They still don't see what I see. The people that are hell-bent on keeping the so-called African-American, Negro, Black, colored person in the United States, the real American, down, are people that are trying to destroy the whole United States from inside out. And I guarantee you, as much as David Barton may have started this whole rewrite the history books to tell the truth with his agenda on a particular path, somebody else that's on the we're here to destroy the United States came in with this other shit about, oh no, these people weren't slaves against their will. They were just unpaid interns in an internship.
I read that. I read that, miss. I read that. There's a book out there, the book has been out for years. It's called 1984, and it says in there where it says they double speak and they change a lot of words. And it's just something, I don't know if you've heard of it or not, but it's a really good read, you know, if somebody wants to read it. It kind of tells what these Neanderthals have done over the years, how they take and they rewrite and they change things. And, of course, you know, we know that. But it's a really good read if anybody wants to read it, how dirty they are.
Can I cut in real quick? Yes, you may. I was wondering where you were.
This is Sister
This is
Nzinga
here. This is Nzinga. I know who you are.
and
Go ahead.
for people that are tight spot, maybe sisters that's raising children, don't have a way to make ends meet all the way. And so one thing that's easily accessible, you can make bracelets. You know, beads are not expensive. The string is not expensive. And if you don't know how to do it, just about anything you want to learn how to do, you can find it on YouTube. This is so beautiful, the world that we live in, the information age. You know, they got all kind of bracelets on there that you can learn how to make. They got people on there telling you how to set up your business. Just click on YouTube, and it will really help you. If you're a teacher, don't know what you're going to do that day in art or whatever, just click on there. There's so many activities for children and stuff. There's a way out. Don't get caught in that rut and think that you can't do it, because you can do it.
That's real tough. You can learn how to knit, crochet, fix cars, make shoes, work jewelry, pin wire, sew, draw. I mean, almost anything you can think of. You can learn Chinese, Japanese, Spanish, almost anything you can think of that for now is out there on the internet for free, and especially on YouTube. And I keep saying, the revolution will not be televised, but it damn sure hell will be YouTube.
Well, our people have not know. Go ahead.
And if you have a child that like is showing promise, like if you study your child and whatever that child likes to do, you can begin to like teach that child, put that child in a situation so they can learn and become great at that thing. You know, if we just study our children, who they are is embedded in them, and if we watch them, they'll tell us. And if we just shoot them in that direction, just keep putting that stuff in front of them, they're going to be great by the time they're 18 or 19 years old, and we can come out of this mess.
Exactly.
If you want to know all the things that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you were talking about a book. If you want to know all the things that melanin-rich people have put out, and I don't know how up to date it is, just go and acquire the Henry Baker surveys. Henry Baker put together 4 big books of stuff that the so-called African-American Negro of the United States invented.
And that's in HenryBaker.com or just Henry Baker?
You have to do some research on Black inventions or African-American inventions by Henry Baker. I don't know what the title of the book would be called, but that's who you would have to, you know, you can probably Google search it and find it. Or U.S. Patent Office Records by Henry Baker, something like that. It should bring it up.
Well, in the chat room, I posted 3 of the African-American inventors in there. I hope that kind of helped everybody, you know. But, I had been really teaching inventors, black history, black inventors to my grandchildren. And, you know, we've learned that there's so many of them, you know, it's hard to get all of them into names. And also, you are right, they piggyback on us for so long. You know, there's so many things that we've invented, and we don't even know that they were invented by melanated people.
That's true, too. Because they were stolen by other people. And other people got credit, or the employer got credit, or, you know, people keep thinking, oh, the slave master got credit, but you forget the word employer means master. So if you were a so-called free slave back in the day, and you have a job now and you're an employee with an employer, you're a free slave now. You know what I'm saying? People still don't get paid $1. We'll give you $8 an hour This is what we're going to pay you, $8 an hour. There is never, ever